Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello everyone, and here are your FET news for this week. Join host Andrew Frett every Thursday for Frett's Education Thoughts, where he discusses his own opinions and thoughts about the topics on Future Educators Talk and what's happening around the world. Follow and subscribe to my own podcast, Damian Talks Education, everywhere you stream your podcast at. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. New episodes of Future Educators Talk drops on Thursdays. So follow and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Follow Future Educators Talk on social media. You can go to facebook.com/Future Educators Talk and like our page. On Instagram at Future Educators Talk, and on Twitter at Future Ed Talk. So follow our podcast. And follow your host of Future Educators Talk on social media. You can follow me, Damian Anderson, on Instagram at @DamianAnderson, and on Twitter at _Damian Anderson. You can follow Andrew Frett on Instagram at It's Andrew Frett, and on Twitter at Darren_Frett. And you can follow KJ Johnson II on Instagram and Twitter at KJ Johnson II. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our video version episodes that we upload. Also, you can now listen to past episodes of our show on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms that we are located on. Now sit back and relax because a new episode of Future Educators Talk is starting now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Future Educators Talk. I am your co-host, Damian Anderson.
And I'm Andrew Frett. As you can see, our co-host, KJ Johnson, is not here with us on today, but don't you worry, he will be here later down this episode. First and foremost, let's get something out of the way first. For those of you that are asking why I wasn't in the math virtual session on Monday, because Monday was 9/11. So I want to honor those people that happened 19 years ago. So that is why I wasn't that's why I didn't do any math virtual lesson on Monday, because I want to take the time to recognize and honor 9/11. So just to clear the air, because originally I was going to do a math virtual lesson on that day until I realized it was 9/11. So that is why I did not do any math session on Monday. But don't you worry, things will be back to normal on Friday.
Yes. So we are still doing our math session, you guys. We are trying to help students all over the world who are struggling with math because it can be a little tricky to bump up their math scores this school year. And of course, we are future math teachers, so this give us, a little start ahead into our career that we will possibly be doing into the future. So if you have a student out there that is struggling with math, or if they know either one of their friends or whoever, please join our math sessions. They are every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Zoom, we have a official Zoom link for every session, which is up now on our Instagram page. So make sure you check it out and come join us during these sessions that we are doing. Andrew, he is teaching the sixth graders because he's a future sixth grade math teacher. And then I'm teaching the eighth graders because I'm a future eighth grade math teacher. So we are doing our best to help your students out. So please join us for these math sessions. We really appreciate it.
Yes, it's going to be a long 18 weeks. So you might want to hold on because it's going to be a wild ride. So make sure you have a pencil or paper nearby because for the next 18 weeks, some lessons it's going to be boring, some lessons it's going to be fun. So just prepare yourself for the next 18 weeks.
Yes. So with that out of the way, and before we dive into today's topic, Andrew, how are you doing? How have you been keeping yourself safe during this pandemic that we are still in?
Great, I guess. I mean, great, I guess. Nothing. Basically, the same old from last time. Maintaining at 6 feet, wear a mask, wash my hands for 20 seconds. Practically basically the same thing as last time. Nothing really has changed. So it's practically the same.
Right. So let's hop right in to today's topic, which is, and I actually did this topic back in season 2, episode 8. So you guys make sure you check that out because that is what we need right now. So this is like a part 2 of this because I wanted to hear from Andrew what are his thoughts on this. And the topic is how to build positive relationships with your students this school year. Because right now, we are still in this pandemic, you guys. It is an uncertain time that we are in. We have never been in this place before where this have infected all of us. And right now, we all need to be there for our students. This time, we always need to check up on them with their well-beings, especially during this time. So that's what we're going to be talking about, relationships this school year, because like I mentioned in that episode, and what I'm going to say again in here, building relationships with your students, it's the key. It's the absolute key of maintaining that relationship with your students. And we are going to be talking about how you can do that. So let's begin with one reason of how you can build relationships with your students this school year, which is provide structure for your students. Now, most kids, they respond positive to having structure in the classroom. Now, it also makes them feel safe and it leads to increased learning. Now, teachers who lack structure, not only they lose valuable instruction time, but they often never gain the respect of their students. This is true, you guys. Now, it is essential that teachers, they set the tone very early in their classroom by establishing clear expectations, the rules, and practicing class procedures in their classroom. Now, it is equally critical that students, they see that you follow through these boundaries, okay? So, and then finally, what I have is a structured classroom is one with minimum downtime. Now, each day it should be loaded with engaging learning activities, whatever, with little to no downtime. So, provide structure in your classroom. Andrew, what you think of this?
Well, let me first say, let me go back to what you said earlier about students' well-being. We were actually talking about students' well-being later down this season. So make sure you stay tuned for that episode as well. So I think we're gonna go a deep dive into that, and from a student's perspective, because we graduated high school, we went through elementary, middle, and high school, so we all know how it feels, that well-being, that mental state. So make sure you stay tuned for that episode. um I'm gonna keep on saying this over and over and over and over. The classroom, the students does not run the classroom.
Mm-mm.
You do. Okay. And I'm gonna keep on saying this every time about building relationships and all that. I'm gonna keep on saying it because it's very clear that you are the one that is teaching the classroom. You are the one that is uh, doing activities. Make sure everything is right. Make sure everything expectation is right. Um, you come into work every single day, every morning, you know, saying good morning to those students, saying, have a nice day, stuff like that. It's one of the ways to provide structure. You got to have that structure in the classroom, because otherwise you will not gain that respect.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that respect. Because I've seen where students are like on top of their teachers. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, they have no manners, no respect at all. And it's just ridiculous. Are you wondering why those students does not like you? You wonder why? Because they don't gain any respect. They don't. They will walk all over you. Okay.
That's true. That is absolutely true, and I have experienced this when I was a senior in high school. Um, this teacher and several students, they just no respect for the teacher. Absolutely no respect for the teacher. They are getting away with anything because they don't respect that teacher, and there's no relationship between that student and that teacher. You see, guys, that is an example right there. if you don't maintain that relationship with your students, then they're going to do whatever that they can to get on your nerves
Hmm.
all year long. They
They
will.
will, and they will push that button.
Yes.
And you wondering why teachers are leaving. You wondering why. So,
Yep.
you know,
Absolutely.
it,
Um.
it's got to have that respect. RESPECT. Okay. Keep that in mind. Um, keep that in mind. All right. Um, so,
Yeah.
um, I guess we're gonna take turns here. So I guess it's my turn
Uh,
to find a
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I wanted to. Yeah. Like, what are your reasons of how teachers they should build relationships with their students? So yeah.
uh, yeah, I believe we are reading the same article as well. So this might be,
Okay.
you can follow along if you want. Teach with enthusiasm and passion. Okay.
Yes.
Students will respond positively when a teacher is enthusiastic and passionate about the content she is teaching. Okay, I'm gonna just stop right there.
Yeah.
If you're not
Yes.
passionate about what you're doing, if you're not passionate of what you're teaching, then why are you here? Point blank, period.
Exactly.
Okay. If you're not enthusiastic or if you're not passionate about something, why are you even here? Okay. Math is my favorite subject. I love math. Okay. That's what I'm passionate about. I love math. Don't get me wrong. I love math. But if I were teaching English, oh, buddy, that's a no for me because I'm not passionate about it. I'm not enthusiastic about it. So for me to say, oh, I want to be a sixth grade English teacher, no bueno. Okay. That ain't for me because I'm not passionate about English. Okay. I'm passionate about math. Okay. Social studies, history, I'm here for it. But English, no. Okay. Excitement, smiling, have a smile on your face is contagious. Look at that. Damian is already smiling. I told you. See, exactly. Excitement, smiling is contagious.
Yes.
It's contagious. You can't, there's no, okay. If you see this person smile, smile back. Like Damian's doing now.
Yeah.
Smiling right now. It's contagious. Okay. When a teacher introduces new content enthusiastic, students will buy in. They'll get interested. They'll be like, oh, word? We're learning about this today? We're learning about graphing today?
Hmm.
Are we learning about the distant formula today? You know,
Yep.
okay. They would get they would get just excited as the teacher.
Yeah. Huh.
And then it will translate into increased learning. Okay. Urbanists will roll off on the students in your classroom who are passionate about the content that you are teaching. If you're not excited, I like this question right here. If you're not excited, why should your students be excited?
Exactly.
If you're not excited, then okay. And you're wondering why your classroom is boring. You're wondering why, half of your students is sleep in your class. You're wondering why? Because you're not excited. Okay? You're not excited. You're not passionate about it. Okay?
That's true. That is, yes, that is absolutely true. And again, I have experienced this again, my senior year of high school. Then, if my classmates are watching this, they will agree with me on this. Um, our English teacher, okay, I'm gonna just say it, and I am really sorry. I really am, but she was boring. She was boring, a boring teacher. I'm sorry, I just have to say it because every time when we go into her classroom, we all know what to expect.
Mhm.
We go in, we don't want to do our work. We're half asleep in class. We're,
Mm,
we're not paying attention
mm.
because this teacher, now, don't get me wrong, this teacher has been teaching for so many years and now she has retired. But I just think that once before that she had retired, she could have at least her final year of teaching, like spruce it up a little bit, make it exciting. Like this is your last year.
Mhm.
And especially for your students, that this is our last year of high school, our school year. And we want it to be, exciting, not boring. Our senior year, it should not be boring at all. So I agree with this here. If you're not passionate about teaching or whatever content that you're teaching your students, why should your students be excited as well? If you're not excited, you don't have a smile on your face, then why should we? Why?
Why? That's the main question is why? Why should we be smiling when that lesson is boring? Why? Okay.
That's
You know, like, are you serious? Okay. I don't want to sit in a classroom where it's boring. I'd rather sit in a classroom that is fun, exciting. I have a smile on my
yes,
face. By the time I leave the
yes,
classroom, I have a smile on my face.
yes,
Not a, you know,
yeah. You
boring
don't care at
look on my
all.
face.
Yeah,
Don't care if it, like, ugh, why am I here? I don't
exactly.
want to be. I woke up at like, like, why do I have to go to my first period for this? You
Mhm.
know, why I gotta wait until second period for this? Like, that should not, no,
No student should feel like this at all.
at all, period. Like, no. Okay, excuse me. No. All right. Moving along.
Yes. The next thing that we have for teachers um, is have a positive attitude.
Yes.
Have a positive attitude, you guys. Now, get this, you guys. Everyone has their terrible days, including teachers, you guys. Everybody.
Everybody. If you don't say that you have a terrible day, something is wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Something is wrong with you. Because
Exactly.
even myself, there are days where I have a terrible day. At work, at
Mm-hmm.
home,
Exactly.
even
We
at school.
all, yes,
We all do. There's no
exactly.
such thing as a, I mean, every day cannot be a good day.
No, no, no.
Every day cannot be a good day.
And
Listen, listen.
that what gets me right there when people come up to me or see people that's every day is a good day for them. Well, it, it's not going to be like that all the time.
Right.
It's not. You are going to have a bad day in your
Mhm.
life. You will.
Mhm.
Everybody experienced this. So I I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I just don't know that they think that every day is going to be a good day when I get up. Well, it's just not. It's just not. When you have so much on your plate, then it's not. I come from experience from that from last year. I had so much on my plate, and most days I wasn't fine. Most days I was good, but a lot of days it was just miserable. A terrible day. So that's life, you guys. That is life. Now,
Mm,
everyone goes through personal trials that can be difficult to handle. It really can. Now, it
right.
is very essential that your personal issues, it does not interfere with your ability to teach.
Come on.
That is a very important right there. Don't bring your personal issues into what you are teaching. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's you're just creating more problems. That's
Don't
what
do
you're
that.
doing. So, teachers, you guys should approach your classes each and every day with a positive attitude. Put a smile on your face because students want to see that from you. Because if they don't see a smile on your face and all they see is just a blank face, then why are your students here? Then that tells the student that you don't care about being here.
Care.
They
You don't
see
care.
they see
Listen.
this.
Listen, like I said before, smiling is contagious.
Yes.
It's contagious. Okay. If you don't have a smile on your face, then I don't know what I don't know. Okay. If you're going through a bad day, at least have a smile on your face. Okay. At least have a smile on your face. Okay. Don't be like a blank face.
Mhm.
Like, hey guys, today we're gonna learn about, graphing in 4 quadrants.
Mm-mm. That right
I'm
there.
pretty sure the students will go to sleep. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the students will not care at all. They will
Exactly.
put their head down on their desk and go to sleep. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Now, if I say in a positive attitude, then, oh, they get excited.
Yeah.
Excitement,
Mm-hmm.
positive attitude, positive vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Listen, I'm tired of
Yes.
teachers not bringing that positive attitude every time they come into school.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Have that smile on your face. Like I said before, smiling is contagious, y'all.
It really is. It really is.
Okay.
And I said this in when we was interviewing my sister. That's a couple episodes back. I encourage you guys to check out that episode because that was a powerful episode. But in that episode, I mentioned about I have positive people in my circle.
Mm,
If you have positive people in your circle, this will do it for you, teachers, because
mm,
you will always come to class with a smile on your face and have a
mm,
positive attitude. Now, if you just have negative people in your life, in your circle, get rid of those people ASAP. Because, like I said in that episode, they will bring you down. They are
yeah.
not going to uplift you up.
Nope. Okay.
They
Nope.
won't.
But will
They
bring you down to the bottom of the pit. And let me tell you something. What you in that pit, listen, listen. If you have positive people in your life, you'll be out of that pit, that bottom of that pit. You know, you start to see great success. But when you have negative people coming into your life and you at the bottom of the pit, listen, you will dig yourself in a deeper hole. They will dig and dig and dig. And sooner or later, you will not get out of that pit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that you have a positive people in your life, someone that can motivate you to do great, successful things.
Yes.
Because if not, it's gonna be. It's not going to be successful once you have that negative people in
life. It's not. So teachers, have a positive attitude. That's just it. Every teacher should have a positive attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it. If you want to become a teacher, you have to have a positive attitude for your students, because if not, then they will see it from you. From how
immediately they tell you like it is. They might not say anything, but their actions, their actions speak louder than words. They might not say anything, but their actions
or
something else.
Yep. So what's another reason that we should give? Because I can feel it. This is going to be another powerful episode as well that everyone needs to listen to, especially teachers.
Listen, it's only Sunday, and it's a good thing that I'm wearing a nice outfit today, a nice shirt today. So it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry about that. But it's coming. All right. Our next tip here is incorporate humor into lessons. Okay. I am that type of person. Okay. Listen. My job is to make people laugh. If I can make people laugh, then I have done my job successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for me, as a future teacher, I will probably bring a whole lot of humor. I would probably do a whole lot of puns. Okay. So teaching and learning should not be boring. No, they should not be boring. I said learning. Boring. They should not be. Oh, okay. Most people love to laugh. Okay. Teachers, listen, y'all should incorporate humor into y'all daily lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This may involve sharing an appropriate joke related to the content that you'll be teaching that day. Okay.
Yep.
It may be getting into character. Or and donning a silly costume for a lesson. Okay. You may be laughing at yourself while you're making a silly mistake.
Yeah.
Humor comes in several forms, and students will respond to it. They will enjoy coming to your class because they love to laugh and learn. I don't think nobody has heard me on that. Let me say it again for the people in the back. They will enjoy coming to your class because they love to laugh and learn. Okay? I don't know about you all, but I like when a teacher is having fun. I like when a teacher has a whole lot of humor into their lesson. Okay. That brings back to the previous one. Have a positive attitude. Okay. Be passionate about it. Be enthusiastic about it. Bring some humor. Okay. If you want to get into character, by all means, go for it. If you want to make us laugh, go for it. Do what you got to do in order for us to make us laugh. To have a great day. That the next day we'll be looking forward to it. Okay. We don't want to come in the classroom and be like, all boring, not exciting. Okay. Bring some humor, please. By all means.
Exactly.
It's only Sunday, y'all. It's only a Sunday. Only Sunday. I was about to get into it, but I had to press the brakes a little bit.
It's fine. It's fine. They need to hear this. They really need to hear this. Have a positive attitude. Bring humor into the classroom, into your lessons, you guys. Trust me, you guys, your students, they see it all. They see everything that you are doing.
Yes.
And they notice it.
Yes. Yes.
You guys, that is the truth right there. They see everything that you are doing. Even if you don't think they are, but they are. They may not say anything, but what Andrew said, their actions. Of how they treat you. It will show out. It will show. So what about a next one, Andrew? What's the next one that teachers should do?
Listen. This is kind of related to the topic, related to these three for the past 3 tips, but
Yeah,
learning should be fun and exciting.
absolutely.
Okay, nobody wants to spend time in a class. Nobody wants to spend time in a classroom where lecturing and note taking are the norms. Okay, that is boring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nobody wants to take notes every single day. Nobody wants to, no. Oh, we're taking notes. Great. That's boring. Fill in the blank notes. Great. That's boring. We don't want to. Okay, we don't want to take notes. Okay. Students love creative, engaging lessons that will grab their attention.
That's right.
Allow them to take ownership of the learning process. Okay. Students enjoy hands-on kinetic learning activities where they can learn by doing. Okay. Learn by doing. Okay. They're enthusiastic about technology-based lessons that are both active and visual. So if you want to become a English teacher, you have to find some ways for students to have that creative, engaging lessons. AKA Romeo and Juliet. Okay? Where somebody has a part when reading Romeo and Juliet. Being character. Because if not, again, it's gonna be boring, and nobody likes a boring classroom. I don't know about you and you, but I don't like where the lessons are boring. It needs to be fun. It needs to be interactive. It needs to be hands-on, learning by doing. Because some people, that's how they learn, is by doing. Okay? Or by seeing. You got visual learners. You got audio learners. You got out here. You got visual learners as well. You got I don't know if I'm saying this right. Kinesthetic learning people as well. So listen, you just make sure that learning is fun. Because if not, your students will go to sleep. Your students will not care. Your students will not be looking forward to your classroom every single day. It's like, why do I even come in the first place? Like, I could have stayed at home or I could have stayed at school.
Exactly.
So,
there you have it right there, you guys. Make learning fun. Make learning fun, because this will interest the kids, your students. If you are engaging, if you be engaged with whatever lesson that you are in, they're going to be fun about it. Especially the little ones, the elementary kids. You have got teachers. If you are going to the profession of teaching elementary kids, you guys, you have to get their interest because they will.
listen.
You will lose them quick. You will lose them very quick if you don't have their attention, their focus at hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, come
on. Just make learning fun. You know, that's all to it. Just make learning fun.
Exactly. Another tip here that I have is to use student interest to your advantage. Now, here's what I mean by this. Every student, you guys, they have a passion for something. Okay. They do, you guys. They have a passion for something. You got to remember that.
Remember,
like me and Andrew, we have a passion of math because we love it. So we are becoming teachers.
Hello.
Now,
and that's something that we are passionate about. Let me continue.
Teachers, you should use these interests and the passions to the advantage by incorporating them into your lessons. Now, let me just pause right there.
Pause.
And let me reread that again to the ones.
Let us pause, rewind. Okay.
Teachers should use these interests and passions to their advantage by incorporating them into your lesson. Pause right there.
And just pause.
And just marinate on that. Think about that right there.
Yeah, let us dissect that for a second here. Let us dissect this. So what that means is, whatever the student passion is about is, or whatever interest that the student has, use that. Incorporate into your lesson. Okay? You use it. Okay? Because they're not, no. No. Okay. So that is why you are a teacher, because every student, again, just like first sentence says, every student has a passion for something. Every student has.
Yep.
Every. If a student is passionate about baseball, use that advantage. If a student is passionate about drawing, use it. Use that. Use their interest to their advantage, to your advantage.
That's exactly right. And incorporate them into your lessons of what you are teaching that day. If a student loves basketball, then incorporate that into your lesson somehow by an activity or working with groups, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Incorporate that.
Use it. Incorporate it.
Because I'm telling you, they see everything that you are doing as a teacher.
Like I said it again, they might not say anything, but their actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. Now, once you know what your class is interested in, you have to find a creative way to plug that into your lessons. Okay? Now, teachers who take the time to do this, they will see an increase in participation in class. This works, you guys. If you just do it, it will work. If your students are not participating in class that you want them to, you're missing this right here.
That's the answer to your problems. If you wonder why your students are not participating in your class, this is your answer.
Exactly.
If you're wondering why half of your students are asleep, or if you're wondering why half of your students is on their phones, this is your answer.
You gotta do better as teachers, you guys. You got to do better. If you see a problem, fix it.
Fix it.
And this is what my former teachers used to say, and they had this, what they still do across their classroom, is to be a problem solver.
Oh,
Be a problem solver.
Solver, yes.
If you see an issue, fix it.
Fix it. That's going to be the new. I'm gonna hang that in my classroom.
Yes, me too. Absolutely. Be a problem solver.
That's gonna be my motto for my classroom. If you see a problem, fix it.
Exactly. And when a student comes up to me with a problem that I have already taught over and over again, be a problem solver. Go fix it yourself. Because I have done this plenty of times and you still don't get it, well, be a problem solver about it. Try to fix it yourself and then come back to me. And then here's the next tip that I have, which I like this here, and I believe I mentioned this on back in season 2, is to incorporate storytells into your lessons. Tell stories, you guys. Everyone loves a compelling story. I do myself. So this, by telling your stories, you guys, it will allow your students to make real life connections to the concept that they are learning. Now, telling stories to introduce or reinforce a concept, it brings those concepts to life. Now, it's tell stories in your classroom, you guys. Tell stories in your classroom because this will keep students interested in your learning by you telling stories. My teacher used to do this, my English teacher, my junior English teacher. She always tells us life stories into her lessons. This will get them, you guys, this will get them. So it is especially powerful when you can tell a personal story that is relative, that is related, to a lesson that you are teaching your students. Now, a good story, it will allow your students to make connections that they may not have made otherwise. So if you can, tell stories to your students and incorporate them into your lessons, because I experienced that myself. What are your thoughts on that, Andrew, about telling stories into your lessons?
Really, I have no words. Really, just find a story that is related to the lesson, and then go from there. I mean, don't spend the whole class period telling a good story. Now, don't do that. Spend about, I would say, roughly 15 to 20 minutes before start of your lesson. Spend that 15 to 20 minutes of telling your story, then go into your lesson. Don't spend the whole hour and 30 minutes telling a story, and then by the time that you're done with the story, it's time for the students to go. No.
That's wasting time.
That's waste of time and energy. And breath too, because you got to tell the same story.
Yeah,
like 4 groups of students. That's a waste of time and energy.
It really is.
And your breath. Okay, find a different story for each class period. Don't tell the same story over.
Yeah. Absolutely true. And I hope you guys, and I forgot to mention this at the beginning of this episode, I hope you're taking notes and writing these tips down so you can use them into your classroom this school year.
Yes. Not only for this school year, but for next year too. Okay? Share this with your teacher friends.
Exactly.
We're future teachers in the making. We're not teachers yet, but we are future teachers in the making.
That's why we have this podcast, you guys, right here. It is called Future Educators Talk because we are future educators and we are talking about topics that you guys are not talking about. You're not having these conversations with your colleagues, with your friends.
Nope.
Your family. You're not having these conversations.
We're not.
And that's why we are the first who are doing it.
That's what we're talking about it.
At this young age that we are. It's really something, you guys. It really is.
Because it really is. It really is. I'm 20. And he's
19.
19. We are young. Educators in the making. Y'all. And we're talking about topics I know educators want to talk about. And you're wondering why. You're wondering why Mr. Luther appreciate us.
Yes.
You're wondering why Mr. Kwame appreciate us. You're wondering why Mr. Morrison appreciates us.
Mhm.
That's why we're getting so many positive feedback from this podcast.
It's
Listen, look.
they are telling us that we are doing a fantastic job of what we are doing at this young age. Because because I believe they told us this, like when they was our ages, they wasn't having these conversations
No.
with their friends or whoever.
Mm-mm.
So if we can have these conversations, then I don't get it why you can't have it yourself. That's my question to you all. If we are doing it at this age that we are now, then how come you are not having it yourself? Why is that?
Because it starts now.
Yes.
It starts right now. It's time for a change. Listen, we want to change. And it starts now. That is why we created this podcast a year ago.
Mhm.
That's why we have seen things from a student perspective. Because again, we graduated high school. We know what it's like. We might not say anything, but we come on here to speak about it. We're telling y'all what y'all doing wrong and how to bring again bring that participation up, how to have that engaging activities, because again we've seen it all.
Oh yeah.
We have experience with so many different teachers.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys, we have seen it all. We have seen it all, and we have some stories to tell you guys of what we have experienced ourselves. And we're going to tell it. We are going to tell it on this platform that we have.
Believe me. Believe me. We've seen it all. All right.
Yeah, let's move on before because I'm really not trying to preach in this episode, but somehow whenever we're together, I just happen to do it. So let's move on.
All right. Show interest into their show interest in their lives outside of school. Okay. Now we have life after school. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about you and you and you, but we all have lives after school. Okay. Some of us may have to go to work right after work or right after school. Some of us might have to go to practice for either a baseball game or a basketball game right after school. Some of us have to go home because we have to take care of our siblings right after school because our parents have to work. Okay? We all have lives after school. For example, I have a life after work. As soon as I get off at 3 o'clock, I record a podcast. I start shopping. because I have life after work.